Louisiana Beer Reviews 2, Busch. Well, Busch Beer was introduced in 1955 by Anheuser-Busch as a lower priced alternative to Budweiser, and this was the same year that Joseph Schlitz Brewing Company introduced Old Milwaukee, which served the same purpose. Now, when Busch Beer was first introduced, it was sold in a can similar to this, and in fact this is the 2005 50th anniversary can, but it was called Busch Bavarian Beer. Now, Busch Beer was not available nationally until actually 1979. And in 1979, when they went national, the name of the product was changed to simply Busch Beer. They dropped the Bavarian tag. Here is a 1996. You can see it has, if you can possibly see, it has embossed Olympic symbols on it. Anheuser-Busch sponsored the 1996 Olympics in Atlanta. And this is a 1996 Busch bottle. It's pretty standard looking, a little on the plain side. Here is the modern 2010 Busch bottle. A little more attractive, a little fancier, still relatively plain. And Busch is always put in brown bottles, which protects the beer from light spoiling it, causing skunkiness. Here's a can from about 1996. As you can see, it's relatively plain. In the later 90s, they slightly modified it, really not that much different. And here we have a current Busch can. And what Anheuser-Busch does is they encourage customers to head to the mountains for Busch, even though it's mainly made in the Mississippi Valley. Anyway, something you might not see, and something you probably won't ever see in a store, more than likely, is Busch Ice. Busch Ice is only sold regionally. Okay, so we had Busch Beer that was sold nationwide starting in 1979. It's a very popular beer, one of the top selling beers in the country. Busch Light, which I do not have a can or bottle to show you, was introduced in a test market, on a test market basis in 1989, and then it went national in 1990. So it's been a very popular beer for the last 20 years, Busch Light. And then Busch Ice came out in 1995 during the ice beer craze. I've only seen this beer twice. I bought it, this can, in 2009 in St. Louis, and I bought another can, which I don't have, it's the same can, and I drank that, and I bought that in Memphis. But I've never seen Busch Ice sold south of Memphis. It's not available in Louisiana. Well, let's get to the review. I'm gonna get the Busch out of the fridge. This can of Busch Beer is 16 ounce, born on date of November 19th, and this is December 1st. This is very fresh. So we're gonna crack it open. No smoke. Pour it up here. Well, of course, Busch Beer, you have your American style lager, very thick white head. It's very clear, and even from here I can smell the beer smell. It's very clear, straw color, quite bubbly. This is what you're going to see with most American style lagers. The straw color, the extremely clean, clear appearance, the thick white head. Let's see here. The aroma is faint. I mean, even though I could smell it from far away because I had released the beer in the head, you know, brings out that bouquet. It's faint, it's sweet, slightly, more than slightly sweet. It's sweet. What can I pick up with this? Not a lot, to tell you the truth. I can't pick up a whole lot. It's nothing bad. It's standard. I would call it a standard beer aroma, although probably a little fainter than average. And Busch is a milder beer. It's only 4.6% alcohol. It's got slightly lower calories than Budweiser. I've had people complain to me they thought it was very watery. Okay, now I'm gonna taste it. Very watery. I like water, but I wouldn't want to drink beer to have a water taste. But let's see. I'm not picking up any metallic notes from the can. Sweet. You pick up some sort of grain. I'm not sure if they use corn or rice. I think it's probably corn. I'm trying to discern this. So mild. Maybe I can taste some barley. And that's a maybe. It has a beer, obviously a beer flavor, but it's very watery. There's some on the back side, the aftertaste, the back taste, some very light hop bitterness, and I mean just not even a kiss of the hops of the hops. Okay, well, you know, there is some lacing on here, not anything tremendous, but it's not horrible. The mouthfeel, it's light and watery, as you would imagine. It's got the beer undertaste, aftertaste. It's very prickly in the mouth with the carbonations, very soda-like. It finishes crisp and clean, certainly does. This would go with any kind of spicy food. If you want to watch the ball game and knock back a bunch of beers, this is one to try. If you're going to a barbecue, a family get-together, a card game with friends, this will certainly be appropriate. I know people give it a very low rating, as a D rating on Beer Advocate. On the Beer and Me, they don't like it. RateBeer.com does not like it. All right, I gave it a B- on Beer Advocate. Is that too high of a rating? Maybe. I'm trying to decide if it's just fair or good. I've been trying to figure this out since February of '96 when I started drinking. I think Busch is pretty good in the can and it's good in the bottle. It's better on draft. I had it on tap at the brewery in St. Louis a few years ago. It was so good, fresh right out of the tap. This is okay. I like it. I will drink it. Occasionally I will buy it. I would prefer higher alcohol by volume because I like the alcohol feel. Um, you get a little more bang for your buck with other Anheuser-Busch products that are similarly priced. On the other hand, I can see why people like it. It does have a loyal following. It's inexpensive, relatively inexpensive. It's one of the top beers in the country, one of the top 10 beers in the country, Busch and Busch Light. I'm not disparaging it. I still would probably stick with the B minus, saying that it's good, but it's at the low end of good. It's better than average, but not much better. If you wanted to give it a C plus, I could go along with that. But people giving it a D, they hate it, they say it's terrible. Really, to me, it doesn't have a terrible taste. To me, something terrible would be something that had a terrible taste. I think it has an acceptable taste. If I was eating hamburgers and fries, I would enjoy it. Okay, so I like Busch. I'm giving it a B. I appreciate you commenting. The whole purpose of these reviews is to review beer, talk about beer, drink beer, enjoy beer. It's a lot of fun. It's a hobby. I don't have any intention of stopping the hobby anytime soon. So thank you very much, and you all come on down to New Orleans.